So your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. This is why visualizations and deep imagining exercises are so helpful in therapy, because you're rewiring your subconscious through your imagination. Imagine if you wanted like 7 million followers on TikTok. Go Photoshop those 7 million followers onto a screenshot of your profile, and then see how you feel in your body making a video after you meditate on that image versus you making a video after looking at your 24 followers and thinking, oh, how can I be entertaining enough or cool enough for them to like me?
So you believe you create your own reality, but your external reality is currently triggering you because you don't see what you want yet. I want you to remember 3 things. The triggering is here to tell you something. It's here to give you more clarity as to what you want, so you can refocus on that and release what you don't want. The scenarios that you're playing in your mind and your heart that you don't want, it's time for you to release that. 2, that trigger is automatically attached to the old state, the old version of you that is still feeling like it doesn't have what it wants yet. So once you come back to the new state, the new version of you, you will automatically start having responses from that place rather than triggers and reactions. 3, you already have what you want. You are not trying to get it anymore, but rather you are exploring your new life from that state of being that you want to be.
You can't be disappointed and get what you want. Your disappointment is the indication that you're not vibrationally in sync with what you want. It cannot be. And you can't use enough words to explain it. Oh, universe, let me explain to you how much I need this. Let me get on my knees and pray. Let me, from my place of not having what I want, from my place of a broken heart or a pit in my stomach or fear or anxiety, from my place of things going wrong, let me request, let me ask of the universe to deliver to me what I want. And we say, you are asking and it is delivered, but it's delivered in vibrational form first, and you got to line up with the vibrational form before it can manifest in your experience. It's just that simple. You could beg God, you could beg the universe, you could beg your very best friend, you could beg anybody, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, please. And what the universal's unequivocal, always answer is, we are giving you all of the help that is required for the creation of worlds. It is there for you. Just tune into it. Tune into it. Don't ask the help to come to a vibrational place where the help cannot go. You have to move your vibrational place. You got to move your vibrational place. You got to move the way you feel. And you can do it. It's not as hard as it seems. You just have to stop focusing, stop obsessing, stop talking. That's a really good thing. Stop talking about what isn't working. Stop talking about what you don't want. We know sometimes it is enormously entertaining. We know that if you get on a negative jag conversation about things that have been going wrong with you, more people that you know will resonate with that conversation than will resonate with your success stories. We know that. We know that often, just for the sake of getting along in the neighborhood, you act like they do. But what we want you to understand is, you cannot create outside of your vibrational offering, and you have control of your vibrational offering. And that's what we desire to assist you in coming into full recognition of here today. We want you to not just know it because it makes sense, or know it because in the moment we know it so unequivocally that you can't help but know it. We want you to know it enough that you practice the knowing of it until you get a real habit of vibration going, because you are supposed to feel good, and life is supposed to be good for you. And there are enough people around you to cooperate with you on every subject that is important to you, to deliver to you on a daily, moment-to-moment basis a life that anybody, including you who would look at it, would call it divinely inspired.
Say that I'm in a situation in this new energy where I'm aligning with something, and then I take action and nothing happens. Right? And I'm not getting the result I want. I've had that happen too. And when that's happening For example, I would work with a consultant to help them with our lead generation business the first 6 months of this year, and I didn't really get the results I was expecting for them. And so for me, I feel horrible because I want my clients to get as much value as possible from the services we deliver. So there's a misalignment there, and that's why there's a lack of synchronicity, right? It's like things are not dropping in my lap. But as of June of this year, all of a sudden I would align with a different type of client, and then we would produce something, and then they would get a result. Like, for example, I got a message on WhatsApp from one of my clients in Switzerland today saying, I got 2 more appointments booked. It looks like the changes we made worked. And so that's when you're in synchronicity. It's like you're taking action, and then things are starting to drop into your lap, even better than you expected.
The only thing standing in between you and your manifestation is how you think about yourself. Literally, it doesn't matter what you think about your manifestation. Only thing that matters is what you think about yourself. Because what you think about yourself determines how you show up in the world, what you allow, how you react to the world, what you do. All of these things come from what are you thinking about yourself. And if you do not work on your self-concept, if you do not work on your limiting beliefs, which again has to deal with what you think about yourself, your manifestation, it really doesn't matter. You're going to continue to get how you think and feel about yourself. So that's what you should be working on more than anything else.
And so there is something there. And I guess that's what I'm saying, is that there is evidence that there's a connection. But then we take that and we filter it through how we perceive ourselves. So all of a sudden that reality of the connection becomes our need to control. It becomes an exercise in our ego. It becomes an exercise in coping with our own fear, with our own perception of division. And so we almost get in the way of the connection that's already existing by inserting our own perception that we're divided, right? Which is really all that want and desire is the perception of lack, is the perception of division, right? And so the entire manifestation reality became a concept that became egotistical, because then it became about, well, no, okay, so to manifest, I need to feel good. And it's like, yeah, but you're superimposing what you think good is. You're replacing what actually feels good, which is to be yourself, to be free, to let go of all of your distortion. And you're replacing it with, I just need to feel like I'm going to get what I want. And that's a very different feeling with very different energy and a very different consequence. And so that's where the manifestation thing really came into play. It was built off of the growth mindset, and it just added a bit of quantum physics in there. And then it got twisted by, again, the need to make this a simple approach, something that I can just believe in, because if I can believe in it, then I can just feel better. And of course, there's more than enough people that are willing to profit off of a simple promise without overcomplicating it, right?
Where's the cheese?
It's under the sauce.
There's no cheese on it.
It's under the sauce.
Like, I'm Italian and this is hurting me.
It's from Chicago.
But it's just sauce.
The cheese is under the sauce.
About the power of the mind. It's called the placebo effect.
It's fascinating that you can give someone a sugar pill, a saline injection, or perform some false surgery or treatment. And a certain percentage of those people will accept, believe, and surrender to the thought without any analysis that they're getting the real substance or treatment. And they begin to program their autonomic nervous system to make the exact pharmacy of chemicals equal to the substance or treatment they think they're getting. So the fundamental question is it the inert substance, the placebo, that's doing the healing, or is it the body's innate capacity to heal by thought alone? Blue pills work better than red pills. If you name a drug something that a person can't pronounce, they'll give their power away to the drug and it'll work even better. They'll be intimidated by it. If you charge more for a medication, it will work better. And if the doctor's enthusiastic about it, it'll work even better.
There's some amazing studies that have come out about the power of belief, and they've come out from the oddest place, and that is from pharmaceutical companies using placebos and trying to beat the placebo for whatever drug they have. And what they're finding is not how powerful their drug is, but how powerful beliefs are. For example, there have been studies where they're testing the effectiveness of an antidepressant. Now, the antidepressant is supposed to raise dopamine levels. So they have one group where they give them the antidepressant and another group where it's a placebo. It means that they're just giving them a sugar pill. Not only do those people no longer depressed, their dopamine levels raise. In other words, they actually thought that just from the power of belief, they thought a specific neurotransmitter would get elevated, and they were able to elevate a specific neurotransmitter simply by the power of their belief. There was another study with chemotherapy. They were trying to test the effectiveness of chemotherapy, and they had one group had the chemotherapy, another group thought they were getting chemotherapy but weren't. The group that thought they were getting chemotherapy, 30% of them lost their hair.
There'll be a point once the subconscious got, I am happy, you don't have to say it again.
Okay.
It'll be automatic.
And that's why we see people do affirmations and gratitude journals and stuff, because if you do that daily...
It's repetitive. That's the secret part. Putting a sticky note on the refrigerator is more like a suggestion, but it's not a repetition. So it doesn't work very well. But you have to do, repetition is a habit. It's making habit. So you got to do something religiously in a sense of repeating it to make it work. If you don't like the program, you don't like the way it's turning out, well then you can reprogram it. And you could get the things you want. The movie The Matrix is not science fiction. It's a documentary. This is the whole story of The Matrix. Matrix, you've been programmed? Oh, we're going to take a red pill and get out of the program, okay? Falling in love is the equivalent of taking the red pill biologically. Scientists have studied what is called mind wandering. I said, what is mind wandering? I said, well, your conscious mind could be focused on a task, or your conscious mind could go off into think about things, okay? And the relevance about that is when the conscious mind is staying in the front, you're in absolute control. Wishes, desires, what you want, conscious mind, creative, you're in control. But the moment your conscious mind takes off into a thought or starts thinking or whatever going on, it lets go of the wheel, the autopilot takes over, okay? So the idea is this: if your mind is wandering, then you're being run by the subconscious. And it turns out this is very negative. When your mind is straightforward in consciousness, you're controlling the vehicle. So I say, falling in love has been demonstrated biologically to be equivalent to the red pill, because what it does is it keeps you, what do they call, mindful, keeps you conscious. Look, you've been looking for this partner your whole life. They're now in front of your face. This is not the time to go thinking about things. It's time to be, oh, look what I got right here in front of me. And I say, well, think about it this way. Your life could suck every day, and then you meet this person, and 24 hours later, it's heaven on earth. 24 hours later, oh my God, I'm so in love, even the job's not so bad anymore, and the food tastes great, and the music is so much better, and love. I go, what the heck happened? You had all of this negative, and then in 24 hours, you have this heaven on earth. And the answer was, it was taking the red pill. That's what falling in love is. At that moment, you stop playing the program. Now you're operating from conscious mind, which is creative, which by definition is wishes and desires. What the heck do you want from your life? If you answer that question, it's a creative answer, and by definition, it's conscious. So your wishes and desires are in your conscious mind. In a normal person's life, 5% of the day, you're moving toward that. 95% you're playing the program.
Since tomorrow really doesn't exist, and it can only be created with today, create your tomorrow with the energy today. Be mindful